All right, we're back at it. It's another day. I actually got the scale working again. I don't know what the problem was. I think maybe the sensors got wet. I don't know, but I'm going to try to keep this thing covered and not let, I think maybe water got in here and it might have been, I don't know, but it seems to be working. It 282. Looks like I'm losing weight. So I got some batteries here. Is probably why they changed them out. 422, 323. They're not 523. They're not that old. You know, I mean, should be able to get 4 or 5 years out of a battery. This one, I forget where I got this one, but I can't open it up and it failed the load test, so I'm just going to send it with it. We've got 32 pounds since I hosed this down. I'm going to say 33 pounds on the pallet, and we're gonna keep on scrapping. I got to pull some of them pallets off and go through that stuff and sort it, put it in bins, and we're pretty much cleaned up out here. The car over there is going to go here in a minute, and then I really just have this stuff to deal with, and then all the scrap is out of here in the front. I'm going to deal with that stuff right there today, that pallet. And the bin of insulated wire I'm actually going to take right now that I emptied my truck, and I'm going to start loading it back down with some extrusions and some I got that bin is stainless. That bin I'm going to use for cast, and then that one I'll use for extrusions. We'll have 3 bins, and then I'm just going to start weighing everything we got, see where we're at. We need like 6 grand. So hopefully we can get to that tonight and get the stuff off tomorrow. I got a couple cool things coming up, man. Hopefully I got a big customer coming in, a new customer that was a referral. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a different type of scrap than I normally get. And then I made a couple other contacts, and I have something really cool coming. I'm probably going to have to find room for a new system that I have coming. I might have to just set it up in that bay over there. And yeah, so it should actually arrive today at my mailbox. So if it does tomorrow, I'll get it. I have to get a couple things that go along with it, and then it's going to be kind of a game changer around here, and it's going to go straight along with some other things that I have, and it's just going to be a great deal. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that. Okay, so I pulled everything out of the shop. It's just a bunch of random pallets. I just need to kind of sort through the stuff real quick and establish what I'm going to put on the trailer to go. Basically it's going to be the 3 bins. One's going to be extrusion, one's going to be cast, and maybe sheet. I don't know, it's all the same price right now. And one's going to be stainless steel. Now I have one more piece of stainless to break down, so I don't want to just leave it. I want to take all the stainless at once, so I might just start with that. I'm going to work outside. It's got a nice breeze out here. It looks like we're not going to get rain. Got the moon out over there. I don't know if that's even coming through, but it's really nice out here. But if I have to, I can move in. I got the bench pretty much cleared off. I got the jawl on deck. I got the plasma cutter out here, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get to our goal, which is, I believe, 3,500 bucks left. Yeah, so I need to make about 3,400 in the next couple hours. So it's going to be a dash for the cash. I'm going to get the camera set up. Where's my tripod? Probably going to turn on the sun here in a moment, but to get started with, I'm going to empty that bin. I'm just going to dump it on the ground because I need to establish my 2 bins for cast and extrusions. And then I could just start filling them up. These lights, they're LED. They look kind of simple to come apart. Looks like cast and a whole bunch of high dollar extrusion. So I'm a little lazy and don't like bending down. So when I wrap these things, I put them on top of another bin. I did find a place that has a bunch of these things with the totes inside. I'm actually gonna go take a look because this is nice, but it just doesn't last. We're gonna need a old sheet. Piece of cast. Now the guy said these were all working. I need a number 2 insulated. Pratt. Oh. Man, that's a heavy driver. Now you could go further and pull that apart. That's extruded aluminum. That's just too tedious for me. We got some more old sheet, and then we have more screws. Oh, dad, look at that. That's heavy. That's a big chunk of copper. What looks to be like a little bit of aluminum glued to it. I mean, I'd almost consider that number 2 copper. Got a big flat file here somewhere. This might be a job for the air chisel, but I don't think it's really thick enough to really warrant messing with. That's a thick plate, man. That's going right in the number 2 copper. And then it looks like we have some type of oh man, they crimped it down in there. But that's like a copper thing inside that extrusion. Now I don't think it's going to be worth trying to uncrimp that, because it's like a hollow copper tube. I think I'm just going to cut them off at the ends here. And call it a day. Another nice little chunk of copper. So I'll tell you what, man, the LEDs, even though you don't get a big copper transformer, you do get some high grade aluminum out of it and a little bit of copper. Now I would prefer the HID transformers, but fortunately that's a thing of the past, and we're moving on. All right, so that's that. Maybe I can just break that in place. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to start a number 2 copper bucket, but we're gonna get a nice little chunk. These things ain't light. I unplugged the scale, but we're just gonna fill up the bin. I need to establish some drums over here. Use this big old white bin for the sheet for now. I think what I'm gonna do is just stack the sheet on the trailer by itself. Okay, what we have after that is just some regular cast lights. HID, it looks like they pulled all the transformers out. I might just have to clean up a piece of steel. Other than that, this is all going to go pretty quick. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to time lapse going through this, and then I'm going to move right on to this extrusions. Steve broke this down the other day, but they need to be cut a little shorter, and I just need to make sure he just beat this apart with a hammer. It kind of looked like he was taking some frustration out on the scrap. I'm just kidding. But I need to just go through and make sure there's no screws, because the extrusions and apparently the MLC, the mixed low copper clips, which is the diamond plate, has to be extremely clean. I should have asked him about the stainless steel. So I don't know about the stainless steel. I'm sure it probably has to be pretty clean. But I'm just going to go through this bin, this pallet. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a little number 2 copper. So we'll use that for our copper bin. Looks like heavy steel. Looks like a mix of aluminum. Don't know what's in there. We'll figure it out. We're just going to go pallet by pallet, drum by drum. Hopefully we'll fill these 2 bins, and then we'll move on to some higher dollar material. Okay, I'm not sure when the GoPro died, but I got an absolute pile in here. There's some thick stuff in there. When I'm done, this should probably weigh, I'm gonna say, at least 500 or 600 pounds, because I have this. I'm gonna cut this gate up here that I've been holding on to, that I used to put across here, because I actually have the expandable door now. And then for the extrusions, I have to just pull these out right here and probably just run the skill saw down the sides and get rid of the sheet or whatever's on there, and then that'll go right in the extrusions. I got the rims, some sheet, that's all pretty much ready to go. And then I'm going to take the plasma cutter, dice up that thing real quick, add it to the stainless I got, and dice up that diamond plate thing up there. And then that's going to probably be it for out here. Now it looks kind of chaotic still, but pretty much I liberated a bunch of stuff, cleaned up a lot of the clutter, and then I pretty much got rid of that whole pallet, another pallet, and I'm not going to get to that today. Probably not going to get to that. I don't think I'm going to get to that. That and another drum over there will be some micro scrapping. That'll be for another day. I have almost a whole bin of heavy cast. Not much sheet, but I do have some sheet over there to add to it. So we're doing good, man. Now this here, I got the skill saw set up. I'm just gonna run the skill saw through that. Then I'm gonna put this on there. Steve beat the crap out of this stuff the other day. Then I ran it over with a forklift, so that's going to be interesting. I might just have to skill saw it up. But by the time I'm done, we should have almost a full bin of extrusions. And I think we're doing good. It's getting kind of late. I want to try to hurry up and get through this stuff, so I'm going to quit yapping and start cutting. The little jaw's been doing good. I really need to get upgraded hydraulics for that thing because I could have been done like twice as fast on the on that extrusion is what I cut up. But it does a good job for what it is. I can't complain. Now this, I think this blade is starting to get dull. I've been using the crap out of it. But this is the way to go, man. This thing just cuts through the stuff like butter. Under some tension. Now, if that was the grinder, that would have sucked. See that like butter. Didn't like that. Okay. See, I just cut the other end off. Or cut it this way. Oh, I see. I was cutting on the side of that thing. Gotta stick it out a little bit. That stuff is under pressure, man. That's some thick stuff. Yeah, that was the grinder. That would have been a little rough. I noticed about the aluminum, man, whoever's welding these together is not that good, or aluminum just sucks to weld together. this was at a really high-end mansion. Wow. Okay. It served me well. Got plenty of room. We're getting some weight. Alright, this big thing is like a piece of sheet with extruded ends. So we're going to see if we can't just run the skill saw right down it. I mean, the way that other one came apart, probably just beat this apart, but let's see what happens. Here's my new clamp. Take that blade, take the heat. That's a nice clamp. That stuff is messy. And that is some pretty thick stuff we're dealing with. And I think my blade has seen better days. All right. Oh, kind of skimmed my table. Alright, we're going to give this thing a break before I burn it up. I probably should have used the plasma cutter on that, thinking about it. Aluminum don't like to be bent. Alright, we got a big old sheet. Maybe I will use the plasma cutter. Wow, that was much easier. It's actually really nice pieces of aluminum here. That clamp is awesome. Okay. Look at the moon. All right, I'm gonna finish this out and then bring over that stuff, clean it up real quick, probably just plasma cut it, and then we're gonna be done with that. I just have 2 things to clean up. I might just cut what I can with the plasma cutter and then send the rest. I don't know if I want to sit here and unscrew it, and then we'll get away on what we got. Okay, here's the ticket for all that scrap. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to everything, but the main thing was I got a good beat on cleaning out most of the stuff that was out front. This is just the residuals left over, and we'll get to that today. Now, we had 375 pounds of bright and shiny copper, $3.82 a pound for $14.32.50. Number 2 wire, 36 pounds, $1.05 a pound, $37.80. Number 1 wire, $135, $2.60, $351. Then we had clean 6063, 602 pounds, $1 a pound, $6.02. Auto batteries, 345 pounds, 23 cents a pound. That went down a little bit. 79.35. Old sheet aluminum, 242 for 62 cents a pound, $1.50 and 4 cents, $150.04. Clean stainless steel, 557 pounds, 35 cents a pound, $194.95. And then we had cast aluminum, 378, 63 cents a pound, $238.14. Then we had aluminum wheels, 114 pounds, 75 cents a pound, $85.50. And then MLC, that was all the diamond plate I cut up. $1 a pound, 85 cents a pound, $85 for $3,256.28. Very short of our goal, but like I said, the main thing was clean up out front. It's way, even though there's a pile of stuff here I took out of the shop, we'll be going through that today, and then there will be nothing out front. We'll be processing them today. And I got something cool coming in here today. Right now we got Oliver on some transformers, and I'm going to be splitting stators today. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Watch it. Look, it's dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?